صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Chapter on To seek refuge with Allah from the torment in the grave during eclipse. Narrated Amra bint Abdul Rahman. A Jewess came to ask Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, the wife of the Prophet, peace be upon him, about something. She said to her, may Allah give you refuge from the punishment in the grave. So Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, asked Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, would the people be punished in their graves? Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said seeking refuge with Allah from the punishment in the grave, and thus replied in the affirmative. Then one day, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, rode to go to some place, but the sun eclipsed. He returned in the forenoon, and passed through the rear of the dwellings of his wives, and stood for the eclipse Salat, prayer, and the people stood behind him. He stood up for a long period and then performed a prolonged bowing. Then he stood straight for a long period, which was shorter than that of the first standing. Again he performed a prolonged bowing, which was shorter than the first bowing. Then he raised his head and prostrated twice. Then he stood up for the second rak'ah for a long while, but the standing was shorter than that of the first rak'ah. Then he performed a prolonged bowing, which was shorter than the first one. Then he stood up for a long period, but shorter than the first. Then he performed a prolonged bowing, but shorter than the first. Then he raised his head and prostrated twice, and finished the Salat, and then delivered the Khutba, religious talk, and said as much as Allah wished. And then he ordered the people to seek refuge with Allah from the punishment in the grave. See Hadith number 1055, 1056.